I'm Susan Spratt. I'm the British Columbia Area Director for the Canadian Auto Workers.
Now, we don't think of the auto workers as being in British Columbia, but obviously you very much are. You're involved in the hospitality industry, for instance?
Yeah, we represent over 20,000 workers in the province of British Columbia, and of that, about 6,000 work in hospitality in the service sector.
And that's an area where you're constantly organizing, I'm sure.
Absolutely. We have places like Kentucky Fried Chicken. We have White Spot restaurants. We have many hotels. We represent a lot of caretakers, custodian, cleaners in the province of British Columbia.
What are the issues of the moment for you and your members?
Well, you know, it's always an issue for workers that work in hospitality, particularly restaurants, where they are fighting to maintain the benefits that we've negotiated for them. Most of those workers work 20 hours a week to get benefits, and that's way far superior than what is in non-union hospitality. So that's what we use as an organizing drive to get into other workplaces to organize workers.
What kind of obstacles are you facing?
Always the employers, and it's also a difficult sector in that it turns over quite a bit. You have a lot of young people, you have a lot of people that don't think they're going to spend their careers at Kentucky Fried Chicken as an example, but we do have workers that have been in those stores now with over 25 years seniority because of the fact that they get an RSP, they get a pension plan, they get hours of work based on their seniority, which in a non-union store they wouldn't get.
And what's the political environment for you?
The political environment is very difficult. We do not have things in British Columbia like successor rights. So, for instance, if a company is cleaning this building as an example, and it happens to be a unionized cleaning company, and it goes to a different contractor, there's no legislation in British Columbia that protects those workers keeping their jobs. So every time a contract comes up, they have to fight to keep their jobs, and in many cases the employer community says we'd rather not have a union, and they get rid of the contract workers that are covered by a collective agreement.
You've got a provincial election coming up fairly soon, I understand. How are you going to be involved in that election, you as a union, you personally too?
Well, we're going to be very involved, as we were in the federal election in British Columbia, and we know that in British Columbia we have two parties. It's clear that we have the Liberals, Tories, slip of the tongue, and we have the New Democratic Party. And we understand that we have a choice to make, and the Campbell government and now the new government under Christy Clark has a business ideology. She is not working or stating that she supports trade unions or legislation that will protect workers at minimum. She did increase the minimum wage, but we take full responsibility for that. We had a 4-year campaign in British Columbia to get the minimum wage up. We get rid of the training rate, and then Christy Clark introduces a liquor rate. So workers that serve liquor in a restaurant will actually get paid less than the current minimum wage. So we will be working really hard. We're going to do what we did in the federal election. We talked to all our members, phoned each of our members in British Columbia. We're going to be mobilizing people in constituencies because the next provincial election is critical, and then we leave a provincial election and go into municipal elections, which are also critical.
Well, what's your message to British Columbia citizens who aren't members of your union, union members? What messages are you going to be taking to them in that election?
Sit down with a trade unionist and talk about what the trade union movement is all about, why they should be in a union, what are the benefits of being in a trade union, and why it's important to work collectively for the better good of all in British Columbia, as opposed to individuals trying to deal with an employer one-on-one. It's much better, much stronger if it's done collectively.
Makes good sense. Thank you very much, Susan.
Thank you.